I think there was a testimony given by Mr. Doe that the APN, the government of Liberia, through the National Port Authority, is the one in charge to dredge the port. And the essence of you coming to Liberia is to ensure that you have a safe environment where you will do smooth business without hinder. Do you ever experience in your working that since your inception in Liberia, since the MPA is supposed to carry on the dredging and they are not, does it in any form or shape impede your intake in terms of finance and even your work?
So I think where we are, that's the first premise about what's happening globally. It may lead to price increase, though we can also study it such that people do not want to profiteer on the process. There are some people, because COVID is existing, they will use that as an incentive, to carry prices up. So I think much of what is happening, we will have to look at the numbers, and, because even the shipping lines, we had this conversation before. All the ships now coming from the same locations. So somebody add 100 hours, the other person add 200. You remember when the brokers had it? That conversation. So everybody, you hear different importers complaining, oh, they increased my price by 50. It's interesting to believe that the whole process is not monolithic. You understand? My ship coming from India, the other one coming from Germany, the other one coming from the US. It's dependent on the basic structure of what classes have. There's somebody make the argument, oh, why the shipping cost of Guinea cheaper? Little they didn't know that the ship can reach to Conakry before it reach to MONROVIA. Some of those things are simple math, right? But beyond that, I think the economics of things. What I want to say, we have to come to the realization that we can't continue to do price control with rice and say, oh, the political commodity. Yeah, in 1979, something happened. We're not in 1979. For me, I like to speak to the facts, to a little beginning. We can't continue to carry the 1979 mandate that because you put 50 cents on rice, then people will go riot. The circumstances of 1979 is different from the circumstances of now. The issue of how we inform our people, if we're not adding the 50 cents for our self, benefit, but structurally, trade globally shows that there has to be a 5% increase. There's little you can do, except you have the money to subsidize. And we do not have reserves. There were countries when the COVID came, because they had reserves, they were able to, make some intervention. Unfortunately, Liberia is not a country that when we pass our budget, we have surpluses and we have reserves. Now, if you do not have reserves, that's why most time we have to talk to the importers, and but it can't always be the case. So to what extent, the importers and our transaction with the shipping lines and the APM terminal, looking at rice as a strategic commodity, can create soft landing, it will be important. Now, on the issue of which commodity enters the port first, that one is clear. I can't eat cement. I can't eat cement, so you can put cement ship before rice ship. I must say, I don't understand that.
From the word go, all of these charges are made new, be it delivery order charges, be it GO charges, building charges. So there are no hidden charges. That's the first thing. The second thing, my colleague was speaking on demurrage, but I would like to make a reference to the allegation just mentioned. The time that time of arrival that containers come into the country, Normally, when we're giving you time frame, we're giving you estimated time of arrival and estimated time of departure. And these are indicated dates and times that we give. For example, if a vessel comes into Monrovia, say like my vessel was supposed to announce to you that the vessel will be here on the 10th of June. And the vessel arrived here, and there was another vessel alongside that had the crane broken down.
Please, Walker, please sit down if you come. No standing, please. It's wrong. Please.
And the crane was broken, and then the situation was that the vessel that is alongside could not complete operations to sail today. It's obvious that the indicated time that I made known to you for 11. No.
Wait, gentlemen. Because the other day when they had the disruption at the port, they had the same conversation.
Yes.
And the custom brokers and the other people were talking about how these people charge. You know, one of the things, the outcome from the meeting, I think we should mandate the shipping line. And if you to send us or fee and charges structure for each of the entities. Let's look at the numbers instead of looking at who say and who didn't say. Then you understand? Yeah. And that would be great. If they bring the fees and something charges, and Mr. Gibson bring his charges that he has paid, or the custom brokers bring, and we can ask shippers to bring things that they pay, we can reconcile, and we can see. The other point in regards to costs, and these are things we need to start to look at the shipping line and other people's structure. You people are local representatives. You have to have a clear cost. You can only increase your costs if your costs locally is increasing. You understand? So there has to be a justifiable reason for increasing your costs. Besides that, you can't tell me, say, I'm importing my food from the US, I pay, and there's a Maersk representative here. That fee that I pay abroad, for which the ship is benefiting in Liberia, some of that cost has to be benefiting the local office. Exactly. So you can't be increasing your cost. There has to be shared costs.
So can I just provide clarity on that?
Because some of the things you're doing appears that the LRA will need to come do some audit and see your
We open to that.
We are very open to that.
We open to that.
No.
Now, Honorable.
Yeah, because it's becoming of interest. Because there can be arbitrariness in increasing fees. There has to be a reason. And if the cost your cost of operation is becoming higher, we'll understand. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, please.
So as I said today from the onset, now the cost that is being paid here to clear the container, or let's say for the delivery order, is that something that is established and decided here when the importer is engaging us? No. I said that from the start. If the shipper goes to engage us for a contract to move the container from there to Liberia, we provide him the rates that include the freight, and they include the origin charges, and they also include charges to be paid here in Liberia at destination. So there is a contract that is already signed between the shipper and the shipping line. And he decides whether he wants to absorb the destination charge or he's going to negotiate with the consignee for the consignee to pay it. So it's not a charge that is being established at the first point of engagement with the importer at our office. No.
You're agreeing to pay.
That's how it works.
No,
Now on the bill of lading, you talk about presenting bill of lading and just issuing a delivery order. Now there are two types of bill of lading. There's a bill of lading that have a contract of freight prepaid, which is the CIF. And there's also FOB, which means that you might have the bill of lading, but your freight is still outstanding, intended to be paid here in Monrovia. So it doesn't mean that once you present a bill of lading, your contract is clear.
I understand that. The bill of lading, you can receive as a consignee a delivery order when you are clear.
Exactly.
That you're not owing the shipping line.
True.
You understand?
It's saying the same
And
thing.
so it's understood. That is understood. But the point, the crucial point we are discussing, there are fees that you collecting here at Doe the people who oversee that ship the container at the port paying. I mean, they're paying too.
They didn't
now,
pay.
I come in now. We invited you people last year that these some of these fees that you're collecting is taxable. And you came out with some coding, but we're still investigating that. The fact that that fees is collected in Liberia is taxable. You understand? And you people are not done it. So like there's a likelihood that we will go into it and you will give us some fees that you are collecting. Subsequently submitted to the LRA and then they deduct taxes. We will do that seriously. I don't want to tell you. But I come here, I haven't learned this. Then the aspect that has to do with demurrage. Demurrage, according to your own statement, you said that it's not necessary or revenue, but it serves as a deterrent. Because those containers, when they land in Liberia, there is a grace time period attached that you're supposed to return to the owners, right? So whenever it is delayed by the concernee, they must pay